The trade as a vent for surplus theory, first mentioned by Adam Smith, offers an intuitive explanation of how international trade benefits an economy that is operating below its full potential. The core idea: an outlet for unused capacity. The vent for surplus theory is best understood by imagining a country, particularly a less developed or pre-industrial economy, that has unused or underutilized resources, land, labor, or raw materials. 1. The internal constraint: no vent. Imagine a local farming village that is highly efficient at growing rice, but the village itself can only eat so much rice. The farmers only need to work a fraction of the year to meet the village's food demand. The rest of their time, labor, and much of their fertile land lie idle, a surplus productive capacity. If they tried to produce and sell more rice domestically, the small local market would quickly become saturated. The price of rice would crash, and the income from selling the extra rice would not be worth the effort. In this scenario, the economy remains stuck, producing less than it is capable of, not because it is inefficient, but because of a narrowness of the home market. 2. The external solution: the vent. Now, a foreign ship arrives, offering to buy all the extra rice the village can produce, and offering manufactured goods or currency in return. Trade provides the vent or the outlet. The demand from the large international market is enough to absorb the extra produce. The farmers now have an incentive to use their previously idle land and labor to produce the surplus for export. They can work longer and utilize more land because the surplus product now has value, a higher price, when exchanged abroad. The economy moves from a state of underutilization to fuller employment, leading to higher output and income. Contrast with Ricardo: the intuitive difference. The key intuitive difference between the vent for surplus theory and Ricardo's comparative advantage is the assumption about resources. Feature: comparative advantage, Ricardo. Vent for surplus, Smith mind. Assumption: all resources are fully employed before trade. Resources, land, labor, are underemployed, idle before trade. Gains from trade. Gains come from reallocating existing resources to a more efficient use, specialization. Gains come from activating previously idle/unproductive resources. For many developing countries with abundant underemployed labor, like the colonial economies HLA Mind studied, the vent for surplus theory provided a more realistic explanation for how trade initially spurred growth by simply putting unused factors to work.